Alright guys, I just wanted to preface this video real quick and say that this is going to have to end up being a two-part video. This will be part one, kind of working on the tractor, getting it running, and part two, I'm going to do an actual kind of like using the tractor and seeing how that all goes, making sure it's running right and everything. I was going to do it all in one segment, but it's going to end up being too long. I'm at 20 minutes as it is, and I still got a little bit of work to do, so just figured I'd preface that. Let's get back to it. What's going on, guys? Today we've got I believe it's a 1948 Ford 8N to do some work on too. This is actually my dad's tractor and has a lot of sentimental value. I grew up on this tractor. I started driving it when I was probably 6 years old, and we got a little bit of carburetor work today. She's sputtering a little bit, dying, low idle. We'll get her started here. So. Well, it's not going to do it now. The camera's going to make it look like this. But usually when she goes down to a low idle, she slows down to power. And then if you don't turn the gas off, she floods the motor and starts spewing out gas everywhere. So we're going to go ahead and see what it takes to get the carburetor off of this beast. Alright, hopefully you guys can see that alright, but we're going to go ahead and start getting this carburetor pulled off of here. Loosen this boot up here for the air intake. Get the carburetor. There we go. Pull it off. Looks a little grungy inside here. Go ahead and pull our fuel line off. Got our fuel line pulled off. Can't pop the rest of these bolts out of here. Get in there, it might be a little easier. There we go. Couple turns on it. Nut. Got the locker in there. Just gonna pop that fuel line out of the way. And hold on to our carburetor here. Lose that gasket for sure. Set over here. What does it take to get these popped off of here? Goes off, and there goes that one. Alright. Got the carburetor all pulled off here. Just a couple, 2 bolts up front where the air cleaner goes in there. Fuel line comes in, so go ahead and get that on the bench. Alright, so we got the carburetor off here. Go ahead and see if we can't pop these screws out alright. Loosened up pretty easily. Keep that spray paint can lid, keep all the screws in. Hopefully you guys can see that alright. this excess fuel out here. Alright, now that we got the excess fuel out of there, let's take a look in here. None of this looks too bad. It's a little grungy, but not horrible. We'll just go ahead and spray some carburetor cleaner in there and let that soak for a minute. And we'll get on to the meat and potatoes of the carb. Alright. Float looks like it's moving freely, which is good. Alright, we're going to have to pull our pin here. Everything's looking fairly clean so far. Don't hear any sort of feel inside the float there, so that's a good sign. Go ahead and get our gasket pulled off of there. Grab me a smaller screwdriver. Spray a little bit of carb cleanser out. Good and go, and our needle still looks really good. Side of that seat looks fine as well. Spray a little bit of cleaner down in there. That seems like it's pretty bound up. Looks like we got another jet back inside of there. I'll have to get a different screwdriver for it. I don't got one with me right at this exact moment. So that'll go ahead and stick that down in there and give that a squirt. So that's all still functioning properly, which is good. Got a little bit of crud out of there, as you can see. So I'm going to have to get a different, smaller screwdriver, and then I'll be back. Could not find a smaller screwdriver to get down in there to pull that jet out, but you guys can see that we got pretty good amount of pressure. Sprayed some carb clean in there and getting all the gunk out of there. Get on this as well. Put that right down in there. Everything is looking pretty clean now, so go ahead and this jet's all nice and cleaned out now, so we can go ahead and put that back together. And you want to get those tight, but you don't want to get it so tight where you strip it out and can't never get it back apart. Set that off to the side. Take a look in here. This is probably in here 90% of the weight of the carburetor. It's amazing. That's our choke there. Let's see what we got. So we got Looks to be a little jet right there. Get that all sprayed out. Hope I didn't get you with that. Dump that cleaner out of there. Everything seems to be moving freely, and from what I can tell, everything's looking pretty good. Stick this back together. It's supposed to be. And then we'll take our float. It's going to sit there. Make sure we got all our pieces right here. Don't want to lose anything, that's for sure. Alright, well, we got that float back on there now, and seems to be operating as intended. Go ahead here. Trick is, if you put your mouth in the fuel inlet, let the float sit like that so gravity's pushing back down, blow in. Make sure you don't hear the air coming out, and then you can flip the float up, make sure everything's working. But I used to do it this way around, but I'd switch, started doing it the gravity method, because the gasoline inside there is not going to push on that more than gravity would, so that's why I started doing it like that. Go ahead and get all this reassembled here. Alright guys, so it is the next day here. We went ahead and had to order a couple parts. I took the fuel bowl and the whole compartment off of the tank down here, and it was all gunked up and full of crud, and I was going to clean it out, and I ended up accidentally breaking the fuel bowl. So I had to order a new one of those, and it took a day to come in, so I had to pause the video making here. Tighten that on down. And then I also ended up getting a new fuel line here. Our old one had a crack in it, so I decided I just better off to get us a new one. Thread that on one side and then go ahead and thread it on the other. Got it hand tight. Got that settle on and tightened up. Alright, we got that set all tightened up. Go ahead and put the bowl back on here. Put this screen on first. Thread our bowl on here. Alright, now it's time for fuel. So we'll get her fueled up, can't see if she'll start. Alright, got some gas in it. As you can see, engine's cold. Go ahead and see if we can't crank her up. Well, as you can see, we got her running pretty good, so I'd like to take it out my property out here and do a little bit of work, but it's raining pretty hard right now, so that might have to wait for the next couple days. So, but yeah, looks like we got her going.